Opened in 1924, Chattanooga's Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Auditorium offered visitors all the newest comforts in theater and performance halls. On December 26, 1930, the Chattanooga Times reported that arrangements had been made at Memorial Auditorium for Negroes to use the front entrance. A $400 wrought iron box office has been purchased and stationed on the extreme left of the lobby and will be used at tonight's performance hall for the first time. This box will be used exclusively by members of the colored race, as will the extreme left door, both entering the lobby and the main hall. This use of the front entrance has been a bone of contention ever since erection of the auditorium. In the past, a separate rear entrance leading directly to the section of the balcony reserved for Negroes has been used, but color support of the auditorium has never been large. Interracial leaders have made demands for a front entrance for several years, and at one time it was thought a separate entrance would be erected at the cost of several $1,000s. This outlay was deemed impractical. Interracial leaders say colored support of the auditorium will increase with this concession. The separate front entrance at Memorial Auditorium was the only concession made by event halls and theaters for many years. 30 years later, little had changed in Chattanooga. Following a year of national and local sit-ins that eventually led to the opening of lunch counters at several downtown department stores, a group of students decided to try to desegregate Chattanooga's movie theaters. On Wednesday, February 16, 1961, following their school day, Howard High School students traveled downtown to attempt to buy tickets at one of 3 all-white movie theaters, the State, the Rogers, and the Tivoli. Armed with a code of conduct to be polite and not disrupt business, 18 students got into line at the Rogers, 12 at the Tivoli, and 7 at the State. The following day's paper reported, the Negroes in turn would walk up to the cashier's box and say, "May I have a ticket, please?" The cashiers ignored their request, and as each student's request was denied, they returned to the back of the line to wait for another turn. This circle of students repeated several times. No black students saw a movie on that day. The next day, and during the following week, the students returned to the theaters to look in. Newspaper reports listed these protests as peaceful, noting the politeness of the Howard students. The Chattanooga Times reported that when some white students came along to try to interfere with these peaceful protests, that several police officers told them to move along. Following several more demonstrations, Chattanooga Mayor P.R. Ojadi formed a biracial committee to work with students, community leaders, and businesses to oversee the integration of restaurants, hotels, and theaters. Though not perfect in all actions dealing with the promotion of civil rights and the opening of facilities to all peoples, Chattanooga made news across the country as being a southern city that was working hard to integrate peacefully. Even Life magazine noted that leadership within Chattanooga's black and white communities were working together to promote racial harmony, and by the summer of 1963, almost all public facilities and downtown businesses were open to all citizens.